also up 5%. Its customers bought more women's apparel and cosmetics in its stores, and online sales jumped another 20%. The price of oil is up 37 cents to $43.37 a barrel. Trouble in the auto industry. Volkswagen is recalling 420,000 cars. It's because the front airbag might not deploy in a crash. And GM is recalling 59,000 2010 Chevy Cobalts because its overhead airbags might not work properly. Japan's Takata says it's not responsible for either of those recalls. Now that the American flag has been raised over the U.S. Embassy in Cuba and diplomatic relations restored, U.S. businesses hope the trade embargo will be lifted, creating a new market for American goods. John Lesher, CNBC Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Here's all you need to know. There's a new cool way to sell your unwanted stuff online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com. Buysellmakeoffer.com. You're not going to believe it. Join the legions of web sellers and buyers who are turning to buysellmakeoffer.com today. Never pay fees again. For low monthly membership of $7.95, you can sell up to 50 items, and there's a 60-day free trial membership to get you started. You can even produce your own infomercial to sell your products and upload the video for the world to see. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com.
Good afternoon, 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live local news here on KCAA 1050 AM. The mother of a student at California School of the Deaf Riverside is pressing ahead with a lawsuit against the State Department of Education and the school. The lawsuit alleges negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and assault and battery concerning her son, who was victimized by another student in an anal and oral sex club. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. It was unclear yesterday whether any criminal charges have been filed. The California Highway Patrol, which examines allegations of crimes at state-operated schools, has forwarded their findings to the Riverside County DA's office. The DA cannot comment on the case because it does involve juveniles. And a woman from San Juan Capistrano and a man from Lake Elsinore were arrested Tuesday in Agora Hills on suspicion of pointing a laser at a LA County Sheriff's helicopter during a training exercise. The flight crew reported to patrol deputies that the laser had been pointed at the helicopter from a house on the 5300 block of Francisco Way in Agora Hills. They arrested 32-year-old Tangelina Meredith and 31-year-old Christopher Cooper at the home where they were visiting a friend. The incident is the 24th arrest for laser pointing in LA County in the Sheriff's Department jurisdiction in 5 years. Strikes from lasers can impede a person's vision and cause eye damage. Laser strike suspects who are prosecuted federally by the U.S. Attorney face a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison and a $250,000 fine. The suspects are being held on $20,000 bail. And yesterday, the Rancho California Water District voted 6-1 to suspend its ban on the use of decorative fountains and home washing of cars, two measures adopted earlier this year as part of the agency's response to the state's water use reduction mandate. Of 25 local agencies surveyed by the staff, Rancho Water was the only one banning decorative fountain use. Of the same 25, only 3, including Rancho, were banning washing vehicles at home. The survey was conducted after the district received numerous customer comments and complaints about the new rules from ratepayers. And Inland Empire weather, sunny, hot, muggy all through the weekend and warming up as we get on through the weekend and cooling back down to about 99 degrees on Monday. Today's high expected to climb to 103, not too far away from that right now. We are at 99 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your traffic conditions, they did clear up the accident on the Cajon Pass. That was on the 15 southbound, so you can get through where there was that injury crash on the southbound side of the road from 138 to the bottom of the pass. Traffic does remain a little bit slow from Oak Hill, but you can get through. The north side is slow from Summit Avenue. And then in Corona, there is an accident on the shoulder of the 91 westbound just past McKinley, as well as an accident on the shoulder of the 60 freeway westbound before Day Street as you make your way through Moreno Valley. Maria's Cafe takes this special time out to salute the men and women in uniform who stood tall for our freedom. Let's give them the hero's welcome they deserve. That is from Maria's Cafe in Colton, where they invite you to come and get it. They say if you're barely hungry or as hungry as a bear, stop on in. That's Maria's Cafe at 2049 East Washington Street in Colton. A great place for great food and a good time. Bring the entire family. That's the latest with local news on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Here's Dave Ramsey.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Jesse starts off this hour in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Jesse. How are you?
Hey, good to talk with you.
Good. How can I help?
I have a question. I'm thinking about kind of coaching two teenagers regarding, money management. They're not my kids, and I'm wondering what approach you would use and what you would emphasize for working with teenagers, because they don't have budgets and mortgages, things like that. But I think the sooner you start working on this stuff, the better. So, what would you recommend?
What is your relationship to them?
One is my niece, and she's 18, and the other is a son of some good friends, and he's 13.
Okay. Well, completely different between those two because of the age differences. And, the 18-year-old, I'm going to treat her just like an adult. She legally is. In terms of coaching her, I'm going to get, total money makeover and start walking her through that. And get into detail, because she's got to learn more than just concepts. She's got to learn tactical things, how to do a budget. She's got to learn how to do a checking account, to stay away from credit cards. She probably already has credit cards.
I don't think so.
Okay. And she's been in a bubble
she seems
somewhere.
Pretty oriented towards making some good decisions, so I think she'd be real
easy,
receptive.
Yeah. So I would do that almost like it was just a young friend. Because it is. That's a little different than a 13-year-old. 13-year-old's in a completely different place. You're right. They don't have the job. They don't have the job. They don't have the budget. They don't have that kind of stuff. But the 18-year-old's got some real-world expenses around a car and some other things at a minimum. So, I'm just going to open that up. In other words, that's how I would handle that. The 13-year-old, I'm going to send you a copy of the book Smart Money, Smart Kids, which is the book that my daughter Rachel and I wrote on how to parent children so that they learn these financial principles. And the long and the short of it is there's really 4 things that everyone has to learn about money. If you learn these 4 things, you can learn all the other details that it takes to really be good at it. But basically, the first one is you have to learn to work. Because work is where money comes from. You have to create an income or you don't have an issue, right? So we're going to learn to work. We're going to learn to save some of what we make. We're going to learn to spend wisely some of what we make. And we're going to learn to give some of what we make. A 13-year-old can do that with a very simple system, 3 envelopes, a give envelope, a save envelope, and a spend envelope. But they need to create some income. Are you or the friend in a position to pay the young man something for doing some chores?
Yes.
Okay. Just for purposes of teaching, because I want him to get the emotional connection. Work is where money comes from, because I meet 53-year-olds who don't have that emotional connection.
Painfully, yeah.
Yeah, and so, what we want this is where money comes from, man. You teach your kids where babies come from, where money comes from. That's parenting. So this is where money comes from. It comes from work. And so when you work and do these 5 things, I'm going to pay you this much money. Okay, now we've got that connectivity. Then when the money's laid in front of you, you are required to handle it the way, because I'm the teacher and this is my money, you're required to handle it in a way that is satisfactory to me. That means you can't spend it all. You can't give it all. And you can't save it all. You have to do some of each. And the reason is any one of those things are fine to do with money. Spending, giving, and saving are all good things to do. None of them are good when you do only one of them. We know that as adults, right? So,
for sure.
If you only give, it's sweet, but you'll never be able to give again because you killed the goose. And you don't have any money for groceries. You don't have any money to feed your own family. So it gets out of control. So we want to teach some balanced giving and some balanced saving and some balanced spending. And then you get to have a discussion around all the philosophies around each of those as we talk about that. But what I'm trying to do is to start to build that savings muscle in their character, that generosity muscle in their character, and that wise, not impulsive spending in their character. And so
I really like that. Yeah.
The grandma used to say stuff like, that money's burning a hole in your pocket, right? You ever heard that one? I used to hear it all the time because it would burn a hole in my pocket because I was always good at making money, but I wanted to spend it all. That was me as a kid. But she was the one that said, you need to slow down, boy. You need to think of others. You need to slow down, boy. You need to think of your future. And, set some money aside. And that was good training. And I wish I'd have gotten it a little better than I got it at an early age. But we forced our children to do that from a very young age. All 4 of those things: work, give, save, spend, and we against their will in some cases. But we force them to, just like we force them to brush their teeth against their will, and we force them to study so they could get good grades against their will, because those are things that set them up for future success as adults. And now I'm proud to say that in their 20s, all 3 of them do an excellent job. They're not perfect, and Ramsey's have never been perfect, but they get you started. So that's what we teach, and a lot more in Smart Money, Smart Kids. I'll send you a copy of it, and that'll get you going. And that's how you lay that out with that 13-year-old. And it's going to open up a world of discussions and relationship building. Your relationship with this young man is going, if you're the one doing this mentoring, through the lens of money, is really going to open up. I had some of the best life discussions with my kids around, spiritual things, around doctrine, around how life works, around, their friends, all kinds of things, all around the lens of money. It opens up a lot of wonderful life lessons, and it really can affect a career to learn to teach your children how to handle money. So that's a great question. Thank you, and thanks for taking that on with these 2 young people. Very cool. We'll send you out a copy of that. You hold on, and Kelly will pick up, and we'll get you a copy of the book, Smart Money, Smart Kids. And thank you, America. That book has done so well. We've just been really, really blessed with that. It debuted #1 on the New York Times, and it's continued. You guys have just continued to buy it for each other and to spread the word around. Because you guys agree with me. We all want to teach our kids to be smart. Because let me tell you, if you don't teach your kids how to handle money, they'll end up living in your basement. You know the rule. An eagle that doesn't leave the nest eventually is called a turkey. So we have to fix that. Hey, sidebar, let me tell you, Chris Brown, if you haven't heard, one of our Ramsey personalities, a few weeks back started the best, brightest new Christian radio show out there. It's called Chris Brown's True Stewardship. And it's what the Bible says about money. It's available in 20 cities, and it's available online as a podcast, 30 minutes every day. You can learn all about it at stewardship.com. Chris is a former pastor, got just a great heart for helping people. This is what the Bible says about money. Stewardship.com, Chris Brown's True Stewardship. You can find the 20 cities it's broadcasting in, plus find the podcast connectivity. Get subscribed to that podcast. You'll love it. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
From the latest movies and TV shows to comedy and music, we cover it all on The Beat Pod Show with me, Brad Dalius, each and every week.
Sunday at 11 p.m. and Monday at 3 p.m.
Here on CNBC, KCAA, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
This is KCAA.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. right after the Poor Man for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by buysellmakeoffer.com.
As the owner of my business, I wear a lot of hats. I'm accounting, sales, and so much more. But I don't know marketing.
Let Dex Media be your marketing department. Our team can create a digital plan for you with everything from search to social. Contact Dex Media, that's DEX Media, to get found, get chosen, and get talked about.
Whoa, that's a job for cleanup, which would be me.
Call 844-230-3436 or visit dexmedia.com today.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 55 years. Carpet Masters uses extraction cleaning for your carpet because there's no better cleaning to remove the soil from your carpet. All of our furniture cleaning is done by hand in your home or in our plant. Carpet Masters also offers dry cleaning for fine furniture. Call Carpet Masters at 793-7215. That's 793-7215 for Carpet Masters.
America's pop culture entertainment show is here each week on KCAA. Hi, this is David Cohen together with
Douglas Viviani.
Join us each Saturday at 2 o'clock for Everything Old is New Again, where we take a nostalgic look at the future.
We'll revisit the entertainment and pop culture of yesterday juxtaposed to that of today. TVs, movies, music, and much more. Be forewarned, we're going to start the arguments you're going to love to have.
Everything Old is New Again, Saturday at 2 o'clock right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join me for Open Season, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's 3 guys dropping gloves, tackling issues, and swinging for the fences. Great sports talk right here on KCAA AM 1050.
Desperate? Nothing to do? Just like some abuse?
Oh, God!
Well, then tune into The Poor Man weekdays at 2 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM.
America, we're glad you are here. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. Jennifer's with us in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Ramsey. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Good. Thank you so much for taking my call. I need some of that great sage advice that you give out every day.
I hope I've had my coffee. We'll give it a shot.
Okay, great. So my question is, how far do my husband and I take on the financial responsibility for a possible renovation to my brother's co-op? So the background is my brother and I own this co-op, but it is his primary home. Now, he asked my husband and I to help him change out a kitchen and a bathroom faucet, and the change is being prompted by a result of a maintenance inspection that was done on the co-op. So we went over there and took a look at it, and there are literally about 1,000 things that need to be done because he has let it fall into such disrepair. The co-op was built in about 1962, so it really needs a lot of TLC.
What does he pay to live there?
He pays about $120 as far as like a rent, if you will. We own that unit outright just because of the rules of the co-op.
He pays you $120?
No, he pays that to the co-op.
He doesn't pay you anything for your half?
He does not, no.
Why?
And because my brother has always been developmentally slow, and although he's not officially recognized by the state as being mentally slow, it's just a fact of who he is. Mm-hmm. And he's 52 years old, he's single, and he does have a job with Goodwill Industries, but he only makes about $30,000 a year. So he's not really financially solvent enough to take on
What will
these
happen to the
renovations.
co-op when he passes?
It will pass to me.
Okay.
And then I own it solely.
And he has a will?
He does not have a will.
Okay. And what is the co-op worth today?
Today, if it was sold as is, it could only possibly bring about $10,000. If it was renovated, it could bring anywhere from $15,000 to $22,000.
Whoa. So it's a rough property.
It is. It's part of a huge complex. It is technically a one-bedroom, one-bath, but it has.
So what is your all's income?
We net about $100,000 a year, and my husband and I are in baby step 3.
Okay, all right. And how much are you thinking of spending on the condo, the co-op?
Based off of a renovation we did to an 890 square foot property that my husband and I owns, we believe just the material is going to cost about $7,000.
Okay, so what are you thinking of spending on this condo or this co-op?
To be perfectly honest, I don't know. I have run the emotion of the full gambit to just doing what he's asking us to do, to having him move in with us for about 2 to 3 months while we make the full renovations on the property. Right now, our emergency fund we have about $5,000 in our emergency fund.
Yeah. What is the minimum you can do to get things moving over there, just to keep him surviving?
Honestly, it's just changing out the kitchen and the bathroom faucets.
Okay. So a few $100s, max.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we can go anywhere from a few hundred to $15,000 on something that's not even going to be worth $15,000 when we're done.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Whatever you spend on this is a gift to your developmentally slow brother. That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. But once we classify it as that, it's a gift. The money's gone. You're never going to get your money back.
Agreed.
This thing is. I'm going to be mean. It's a dump.
Yep.
And when he passes, you're going to sell it, and it'll still be a dump, and it'll always be a dump, no matter what you do to it. It's still going to be it'll be a shiny dump if you spend $15,000 on it, but it's still not something you're ever going to get your money out of. It's not an investment in any stretch of the imagination. This is you paying to maintain his life because he's not able to, and you're able to, and you love him. That's all this is. Based on that, you decide what you're willing to spend. Does that make any sense?
Oh, it does.
That clarifies things for me a lot, because that keeps me out of the $15,000 complete renovation. I'm not doing that. He's comfortable like he is, except he can't even pass the inspection.
Yes.
So I'm at least going to do the faucets, and I might commit to ever so often spending another $1,000 over there just to move the thing along and upgrade it a little bit here or there. just to make his life a little bit better because I love him. And he just doesn't get it. He when I started the conversation, the developmental delay wasn't in there, and I just thought this guy was lazy and didn't care about his circumstances, but he just doesn't know.
Right. And he has never been lazy.
And he's not a complainer.
No, he's not.
And he doesn't feel entitled.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
This is somebody I like helping. I like helping this guy if I'm you.
Mm-hmm.
He meets all the things, He can't do it himself. He doesn't see what you and I see. And you can help him, and you can change his whole life for $3,000 or $4,000. Right?
Yes.
And so maybe you do $1,000 now, and then you pick out $2,000 worth of work to do after you get your baby step 3 completed. And then maybe you come back and spend $5,000 2 years from now and do something else. And for him, that's a massive gift in his world. He'll be just happy, right?
I think you are right.
And this is all just straight up charity, and that's awesome. That's as it should be. He's worthy. Right. He's worthy, and you're able.
Yes.
But don't look at it as an investment. Quit analyzing it that way. This will never work as an investment. This is money. This is money to help your brother. It'd be like if you were just paying his rent because he couldn't.
Okay.
And the money's just gone.
Yes.
That's all this is. Because if he's not living there, that's what you're going to end up doing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Paying his rent because he can't.
Yeah.
And this is a deal for in terms of his care, and he's able to live there and so forth. So, yeah, I would spend the money on him. I like him. I think he's somebody that I would want to help if I were in your shoes. And that just fits all the things that makes you feel good that you helped somebody. And that's the way I would look at it. And then based on that, today, you're not in a position to do $10,000 worth of stuff. You could do $1,000 a day. It wouldn't kill you. And then maybe 2 more later, and then maybe 5 in a few years. That would be my kind of feeling about it. But you do whatever you want to do. But as long as you keep it in that category of this is charitable giving, to love on my brother who I care about and to make his life good, and the money's just gone, as long as you keep it in that category, you'll keep it reasonable. And you won't be selfish, but you also won't be doing something that's crazy in terms of the amount of spending on this particular co-op. Great question. Thank you for your spirit. I just love that. That was awesome. Very fun. Nancy follows me on Twitter. You can, at Dave Ramsey. I see a lot of advertisements for homes that are rent-to-own. Is that a smart idea? Never. Never rent-to-own. Never. You can lease with an option to purchase. That's fine. Obviously, if you don't purchase, you lose the option. And any money you spent towards the option would be gone if that happened. But I wouldn't do rent-to-own. People that rent-to-own are people that do not have the money to buy a house yet because they haven't gotten out of debt and they haven't built their emergency fund up, and then they haven't built up a good down payment. And then they get ripped off. And so I'll just tell you, I would never tell you to do rent-to-own. I'd tell you to get out of debt, get yourself on a written budget, build your emergency fund, get yourself under control. That's what I would do. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. The mayor of Oakland warning protesters that more vandalism during demonstrations won't be tolerated.
We urge people to look at the actual facts in each case.
Mayor Libby Schaaf speaking in advance of what are more planned protests in the city tonight by those angered by another police officer-involved shooting. This one ending the life of a suspected armed robber who officers say pointed his gun at them before they opened fire. Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon responding to critics who say one of his climate change bills would lead to gas rationing at the pumps.
I'm under no illusion whatsoever that oil will be eliminated. That's not our reality. It's not going to happen in the present. It's not going to happen in the near future or in my lifetime.
The bill calls for a boost of renewable energy sources to 50% and includes a 50% reduction in gas and diesel fuel by the year 2030. Meanwhile, gas prices in the state are averaging $3.61 a gallon today, slightly lower than a week ago, but up 2 cents from Thursday. Geico weather, another day of very warm, dry conditions. Jeff Scott, California News.
I'm Jay Farner with some great news on how you could save an average of $3,000 per year on your mortgage. Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. The HARP guidelines have changed. There's less paperwork and often no appraisal required. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of a Hollywood acceptance speech. I'm so surprised! I had no idea! I'm not even prepared! Okay. I'd like to thank the Progressive discounts that got me here. Safe Driver multi-car, paid in full multi-policy. This is just such a big moment. And did I mention that I'm surprised?
With all kinds of discounts, Progressive helps you save.
Oh, and I want to thank my agent and all my discounts agents because we all have the same agent. Don't start the music!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Leading with over 1 million searches, many people grabbed some snacks and headed outside to view the 2015 Perseid meteor shower Wednesday night to early Thursday morning. The meteor shower was the brightest display skywatchers have seen in years. If you missed it this year, no worries. Be sure to catch it next year. The shower is an annual event in the summer that begins August 12th and 13th. Also trending with over 200,000 searches, the highly anticipated NWA biopic film, Straight Outta Compton, hit theaters Friday. The excitement had many people on social media creating memes stating which city they're from. The memes hit over 1,000 on Instagram alone and a countless amount on Facebook and Twitter. And are you a middle child that finds yourself feeling lonely at times? Well, if so, you probably celebrated National Middle Child Day this week. Did you know researchers found that middles tend to be expert teachers, diplomats, social workers, defense lawyers, and actors? And get this, the Microsoft mogul Bill Gates is a middle child. This had over 50,000 searches. I'm Successful Brim with what's trending this week on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Part party, part therapy, all good. That's Langdon Nation After Dark, your new home for great talk and big laughs, every Friday at midnight. Launch yourself into the weekend with comic and psychiatric professional Langdon Basarge and some of the best comics around. Fridays at midnight, Langdon Nation After Dark. Seriously funny.
Hey everybody, this is Polka Tom inviting you to join me for Inland Empire Polkas every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on KCAA Radio, 1050 a.m. on your dial and online at www.kcaaradio.com. I'll play all the best in polka music for you, so join me every Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Do you have a broken window or rock chip on your vehicle that needs repair? Give us a call at HM Auto Glass, 951-858-5190. HM Auto Glass is your locally owned and operated auto glass specialist, offering low cost and high quality auto glass repair and replacement. We also work with all major insurance companies and offer free mobile service. So call us, 951-858-5190. That number again is 951-858-5190.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd. For this afternoon, it'll be sunny with the high near 103, a light and variable wind out of the west at 5 in the afternoon. Clear tonight with the low around 71. The outlook for Saturday, it'll be sunny and a high near 104, light and variable wind out of the west at 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Saturday night, clear with the low around 71, and sunny Sunday, expect a high near 108. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Welcome back, America. We're glad you're with us. Thanks for joining us. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. It's the opportunity for you to listen in 561 radio stations across America. And by the way, that's free. Thanks for joining us. You want to talk about your life and your money? The phone number is 888-825-5225. Most of you know that for many, many years on Wednesday mornings, early, I would join the team on Fox and Friends and answer a financial question or take some emails from across America and just, a little miniature extension in terms of the time we spent there of this show, of talking to you about your life and your money. I got to know those folks very well over the years. And back in those days on the Curvy Couch was a beautiful lady named Gretchen Carlson. And Gretchen moved on to do her own show. She's a big star on Fox, has her own show in the afternoons now. And at that time, of course, Elizabeth moved into the morning slot there. Gretchen was crowned Miss America back in 1989. And, I'm often asked when I'm out traveling and, I'm with a group of friends, they go, hey, those people on Fox, are they really fun like that? Are they really, is Gretchen really as pretty in person? I'm like, yeah, they're prettier in person because HD makes you uglier. And, but the thing about Gretchen is she's prettier inside than she is outside. She and I have become friends over the years, and as I have with many of the folks over there, and she's just a great lady. She has a new book out called Getting Real, and she knows how to get real. She's tough. She can do a tough interview. She can get with you, as you've seen her do on Fox, but also she's a real person and has a real family and is and is really authentic in opening up in this book. And so when I saw the book was out, I did something I almost never do. And I reached out because we're friends and because I saw the book too. And I said, hey, let's see if we can get Gretchen to come on and talk about her new book. And she agreed to do that. So joining us from New York, Gretchen Carlson. Hey, Gretchen, how are you?
Dave, thank you so much. I miss those days when we used to answer all those questions together and seeing you in person on the Curvy Couch. But thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're honored to have you, my friend. I'm proud of you. Congrats on the new book, and it's doing well.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was something I thought about 10 years ago and then just didn't do it. And I'm so glad I didn't because so much has changed over that time. I became a mom, which obviously changed my entire perspective. I always wanted to be a mom. Mm-hmm. And I moved over to Fox News. I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary this past week. And I also, went over the 40 mark, and that has been incredibly liberating for me. And one of the reasons I decided to be so candid in the book, because I really don't care what my detractors think about me anymore.
You do reach that point. You reach the I don't give a rip point.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It does. So, it does still sting. It does still sting, but you start to put it in perspective that it just, the mean tweets. We read my mean tweets here on the air. They're really entertaining. They're fun. But you just reach a point. It's like, you people just don't get it. That's why you're on Twitter. So.
Right. Well, I coined a phrase in the book. I coined the phrase bimbo trifecta, that I reached it when I got to Fox News. Number one, natural blonde. Number two, former Miss America. And then, now she works at Fox. So trifecta. And, what I've come to understand is that when people don't want to debate you on the smart issues of the day or take your resume seriously, it's just a lot easier to call you a dumb blonde from Fox.
Ooh, that's true. But, too, on the other side, the people that see you sitting there successful, I mean, you're a national figure. I would guess that if we surveyed the average household, most people would answer that they know who you are and certainly have watched you. And those of us that are Fox fans, of course, and Fox participants know you for sure. But, even in all of that, people forget sometimes that when they see you sitting there in the light and everything's perfect, there's not a hair out of place, the makeup is great, that's a lot of hard work to get there. I mean, you've worked your butt off for 20 years now. You're an overnight success.
Well, thank you so much for pointing that out. And yes, I do talk about some of the accomplishments that I've been able to achieve in my life. But right, they all came with hard work, perseverance, tremendous amount of guts. I never did get that golden phone call from New York City, early on, where it just sort of happened overnight, where they were like, hey, you want to come to New York and be a star? I mean, it was through moving all over the country. And other than that as well, Dave, I point out a tremendous amount of pitfalls and failures that I've had in my life and struggles that have been incredibly difficult in my book. I mean, I would say at least 60% of it is about struggles that other people have gone through as well, like being fired. I have great empathy for that. It happened to me a week after I got married, and I was told I'd be just fine because I now had a husband. Yeah, that was a brutal one. So, I spent my first year of marriage, which is tough enough, in a really transition mode of trying to figure out where my self-identity was. And so I talk a lot about the advice that I would give to other people who are in a similar situation and how I got back out into the game. But I also grew up, a chubby/fat kid, and I had a lot of taunting and teasing. And one of the greatest lessons in my book, Getting Real, is to give young people, middle-aged people, and older people who struggle with that hope about building their self-esteem from the inside of who they are and not worrying so much about the exterior. I was blessed in a way that I did grow up that way because that's what happened to me.
Yeah, you get those things leave a mark. They really do. So the book is Getting Real. Gretchen Carlson is my guest this segment. My gift to you people. The phone number, if you can check the book out at Amazon and any great bookstores. It's already hitting the bestseller list. The book is Getting Real because she does. She opens it up. And folks, I got to tell you, one of the things I read, you guys ask about what I read all the time out there, our listeners do. I read biographies like this where people get real, where you can get inspired by what they have overcome. So when I face something, I've got the guts, the stuff to overcome it. And that's what Gretchen does here. She opens that up beautifully. Hey, talk about your faith. You open up about that in the book a little bit.
Yes. Well, I'm one of the few national news anchors that speaks openly about my faith, and I take a lot of hard knocks for that. It's kind of crazy in a way. I never envisioned that would become like a lightning rod thing because I just never envisioned that being Christian was criminal in any sort of way. But I have to tell you that when I meet somebody on the street and they're a Fox watcher and they say, hey, thank you so much for doing that. It's the number one thing that I hear from viewers. So I figure I'm going to keep doing it because I think I'm striking the right nerve. And by the way, it's been a huge part of my life. It's been my foundation in my life. My grandfather was a Lutheran minister, and I'm trying to give those same life lessons, my husband and I, to our children. In fact, we teach Sunday school together every Sunday. And so it's something that has been my foundation and rock, and it's one of the main reasons that I'm here with any kind of achievement.
Well, that's how you and I connected originally back there in the first few days that I appeared on Fox and Friends back in the day. So that, exactly. Obviously I'm more than just a little forward with mine, and I catch some of the same compliments and some of the same grief for that. So I can relate. Again, folks, the book is Getting Real. You can get it at Amazon. You can get it in any major bookstore across America. If they got one thing out of the book, Gretchen, what would you want them to get?
I would want them to know that if a fat little girl from a small town in Minnesota can play a mean violin, which is such a huge part of my upbringing, and eventually, unexpectedly, become Miss America and then go on to get her own national TV show, that if I can do it, I want to inspire other people to go to their list of things to do that they've had on their Post-it note for forever and find the inspiration to finally do it, to finally be inspired, to work hard, persevere, and not be afraid to fail. And I just hope through a couple of my stories that they'll find that inspiration.
There you go. That's good stuff. Folks, I've met people at the top of their game in every field in the world as we've done this thing called radio for all these years. And every one of them I meet, including me, when they stand on what appears to be the gleaming mountain of success, it usually is a pile of failure that they're standing on. They just happen to be standing on it rather than laying under it. And that's what she's talking about. The book is Getting Real. Gretchen Carlson is the author. You can join her on Fox every day. She just finished her show a few minutes ago. And be sure you pick that book up. Gretchen, it's an honor to call you friend. I'm proud of your book. I'm proud of you. And I'm proud to have you on here.
Dave, thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.
Be good. All right, folks, open phones. The number is 888-825-5225. We'll talk about your life and your money. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi, everybody. This is Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me each week for InfoTrack.
Sundays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
This is KCAA.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join me for Open Season, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's three guys dropping gloves, tackling issues, and swinging for the fences. Great sports talk right here on KCAA AM 1050.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, the number 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
This week on Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen, her guest will be Dr. Laura Honos-Webb discussing her book, The Gift of Adult ADD, How to Transform Your Challenges and Build on Your Strengths. Find out how this Tuesday at 3 on KCAA 1050 AM.
Do 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 cabell 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 do do cabell do do as I walk through.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on KCAA, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. KCAA 1050 AM and KCAAradio.com.
Of Ramsey Solutions, Aaron and Joe are with us. Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Very good, Dave. How about you?
Well, I'm better than I deserve.
Very
Welcome.
good.
It's good to have you. Where do you guys live?
Huntington Beach, California.
Oh, very cool. LA area then.
Yes.
All right, good. Welcome to Nashville. Here to do your debt-free scream with the beautiful guys, huh?
Yes. We are, yeah.
Got a whole lineup of boys here. How old are the boys and what are their names? 10. You're going to have to say it in the microphone,
I'm
sir.
sorry. Trent is 10. Mm-hmm. We've got JJ here at 9. Mm-hmm. Dylan is 7, and Troy is 6.
Perfect. Okay. Since they didn't have a mic, we couldn't hear them. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So how much debt have you guys paid off?
Well, we actually did our snowball separately. We were married yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
So is this yours and mine? Is it a mix?
Yes.
Or?
It is. Yes. It is a mix.
Okay. Very cool.
But we each pulled in a redhead.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Where were you married?
Up at Cedarwood Weddings.
Okay, here in Nashville?
Here in Nashville.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Why did you choose Nashville to get married?
Neither one of us had been here, and everybody that we talked to that had visited always spoke very highly, and we wanted to make the Debt-Free Scream a part of it. So,
oh my gosh. Wow, we're too honored. So right in the middle of the honeymoon here,
Yes.
we
That's right.
stop and do a debt-free scream.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
just crazy. I love it. So so each of you paid off your debt separately, and then yesterday you get married debt-free. So I guess ask you separately, is that what I should do? Or are you guys, tell me the story.
Well, so combined, we paid off just about $2.7 million. Yeah. So, and it took me about 3 years.
And for me, it's about 4 years.
Okay, I'm just going to go with 3 to 4 and 2.7. All right, now wait a minute. 2.7. I can't breathe now. What's your incomes?
So I grew my income from about 90 grand to 250.
Whoa.
So I sold a significant amount of real estate and then had to cash flow a ton of stuff too.
Okay. And Joe?
My income was from about $55,000 to just over $100,000 now.
Okay. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a investment manager at a real estate private equity firm.
Great.
And I'm a venture capitalist.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so we got 350 income now, and it's 3 to 4 years for 2.7. How much of the 2.7 is real estate sold?
So the proceeds, you mean, or the actual debt?
The proceeds, because it took out the debt.
Yeah. So it was about 2.5. The total debt, because I had significant student loans, was the 2.7. That was 85. And so I had to cash flow about 265 grand.
Okay. All right. So 300 I'm going to round, and then 2.4, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So 2.4 of it was sold real estate, and then you cash flowed 300,000 of it. So how much of this was yours, Joe?
Oh, I had about $30,000.
Oh, okay.
I worked about up to three jobs at any given time and finished school during the time too.
So Aaron he was the problem child.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So what made you decide you're going to liquidate all this real estate to be completely debt-free by the time you get married? What happened 3 or 4 years ago, Aaron?
Well, a friend of mine had actually introduced me to you and just started listening on the radio. And actually, it was the student loans. The real estate wasn't a problem at the time. And so I had about 85 grand of student loan debt from my master's. And it just, what you were saying about student loan debt and, not to have it, basically, it really just rung true for me. And then it snowballed into car loans and all these other things that I'm like, I got to do this. And it just become, incredible intensity. I mean, I've been driving a 95 Civic for 3 years.
And you're making $250,000 a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
It's incredible. So, Joe, at what point in your all's dating conversation did this come up?
It was actually, he was introduced to you about right when we about started dating. So I was already kind of on the path of getting myself out of debt just on my own, kind of raising my 2 kids. And so when I was introduced to you through Aaron, I started reading the books, and it really helped just kind of make me feel like I was on the right path and gave me the foundation and tools to keep moving.
Yeah, and if he's heading this way with this kind of intensity, that had to give you a little bit of confidence in the relationship.
Absolutely. We were on the same page right from the beginning.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow. $2.7 million. That's like losing 300 pounds. I mean,
no, it's a lot. And I think where we live, Huntington Beach, I spend a lot of time in Newport Beach. It takes a tremendous, just fanatic discipline and being comfortable that you're going to be weird. No one's going to understand what you're doing.
We're very weird.
And you just have to do it.
Oh, man, you drive a junk car in L.A. I mean, that's a salvation issue right there.
I know. But the Civic runs great.
Wow. Very cool. Good for you guys. And so when was the last debt paid off?
For me, it was January of this year.
For me as well.
Okay. And so you did it 6 months before the marriage. And so that enables you to do the marriage and completely debt-free when you enter in. And then some, obviously.
Yep.
So that's neat. That is a great story. That is awesome. So you dated a while.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Years. Yeah.
While you were doing all of this.
Yes.
So did you tell him you weren't going to have anything to do with him until he got this mess cleaned up or something, or what?
No, but it was it definitely, I was very supportive. It's tough drive around the 95 Civic sometimes.
It's hard to be seen in that. Yeah.
Pulling up to the valet.
That's right.
Yeah, when you tip the valet half the value of your car to park it, there's a problem. Yeah,
that's right.
It's a reminder for us.
You might be on the Dave Ramsey plan if. Oh, that's funny.
right.
That's funny. So, what do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is? Both of you.
I think discipline and sacrifice. We have to be comfortable saying no to a lot of things. No to our kids, even sometimes, and in talking to them about it a lot, and they're just as supportive, I think, of it all.
Yeah, and for me, definitely the budget's important, but having the strong support system, not only with Joe, but, I read just a lot more things that'll help with this program, but also for my business. Reading 1 to 2 books a month is just, amazing. And then the kids, I mean, what I'm doing and what we're doing for them is, it's transcendent. And so
knowing we're changing their lives.
That's
too.
right.
Yeah, you've changed your family tree.
Yeah,
You really
That's
have.
right. And just keeping that going and talking to them about, what's right and what's wrong.
So what's next? You're married, you're debt-free, you make $300 plus a year as a combined couple. What's your first thing you're going to do now, money-wise?
We got to start rolling into 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Joe wants a new car.
I was going to say, you need to upgrade this car, dude.
I think we're ready for that.
Yeah. But, maybe get some vehicles. But, we do it with cash. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I can't speak to it enough about what people think that a car payment is mandatory.
Yeah. And well, you have to feel just light.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've had enough time since January when it was finally paid off to really start to see the math, but you also have had enough time to kind of experience the shift, the spiritual shift of not having this around your neck.
It's great with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing that we're changing their lives, we're going to start planning for their college and our retirement.
Yeah.
And planning for this trip was fun. Put together a budget and stuck to it, and we paid cash for everything.
Yeah. Nice little trip, and we got married while we were there.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Yep.
All right, count it down. Aaron and Joe, Los Angeles, $2.7 million paid off. That includes the sale of about 2.4 of real estate. But 3 to 4 years, they did it separately, then married yesterday. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Come here, guys.
Way to go. Wow. Well done, well done. Man, that's fun. That is fun. That's a lot of money. But, hey, it's all relative, isn't it? It's all a ratio of how much did you pay off to the income you have and what are your goals and where are you heading. And, wow, what a great way to start a marriage. Man, that's awesome. I don't know if we had anybody come in here the day after they got married to do their scream before. That one's new. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniels, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, and we'll be back.
Is your radio station dull and boring like most corporate-owned stations on the dial? Then it's time to tune to KCAA 1050 AM. It will blow your mind and maybe expand it, too. KCAA is your independently owned